Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I hope today finds you all very well. And, it's interesting. We are having a heat wave here in Portland. We are up to triple digits here, which for us in the Pacific Northwest is very unusual. And so we are all sweltering here under this heat. And it's been this way for almost a week. Now, granted, it wasn't as hot as it was last year, where we were hitting 115 and we were staying there for 3 or 4 days. Now, I know that sounds to you, many of you, like, oh my goodness, that's 3 days of that kind of weather, no big deal. But for us Pacific Northwest people, that's pretty hot. We don't usually get that hot. So I was joking with my uncle the other day, and I said, I'm going to move to Minnesota where it's a lot cooler because I felt like I was sitting in the middle of Minnesota. Anyway, I hope you are all doing well and that you are enjoying your summer so far. So I was guided to pick a couple cards again tonight. Seems to be a running theme with me lately, but Spirit called to me to do this. So I am taking action on that. So the two cards that I picked for all of you out there with loving care is contemplation and creation. And they all come from a deck called the Peace Oracle. And they're really fantastic drawings. I'm going to see if I can hold them up here for you so you can see them. But you can see they are creation and contemplation. And so interesting, especially in where we are right now astrologically. We moved into the sign of Leo, coming out of kind of a fiery week. I don't know if you guys were feeling it, but there was kind of chaos in my world, just a little bit. So pulling these cards of contemplation and creation, right? So contemplation, going deep inside and looking within yourself and looking at all of the possibilities, especially when it comes to creation. And creation, comes from thoughts and ideas that we have, which we can manifest, right? And then if we go within and we become heart-centered, right? Pulling all of the goodness from our heart and pulling it into our creation and our manifestation, this is just a really big time of going within and manifesting and creating all that is that we are asking for and hoping for, and sending all of that goodness out to the universe. And, recently I took a class online with manifestation. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to sit through the whole class. It was recorded. I just haven't had a chance to go back and listen to that topic. But one of the things in there was talking about raising your vibration. And we all know that in order to get the manifestation and get what it is that we are hoping for, right, we have to have that elevated vibration. We have to be in that feel good place, right? And so raising your vibration, talking about and looking at what makes you happy, what, brings out the excitement in you, what lights your fire, and taking that energy along with the creation and what you're asking for, right? And throwing that out into the universe. So, first of all, taking the first step of contemplation and going within and saying, what is it that I desire? What is it that I'm asking for? And then put that into the creative mode and then put it out there to the universe to manifest. I thought that was really fantastic. And I just have to read some of the affirmations that go with creation. Creative abundance flows through me. I have limitless energy and inspiration to give to my heart's desire. My positive actions bring joy, health, and wealth. And with every action, I'm creating a better world for myself and others. Wow, really powerful. Because as you know, how you see yourself, the energy that you put out there about yourself, right, affects other people. It affects the world. So not only does it affect us within us and how we feel about the outside world, but it can flow into our outside world and affect others around us, right? That's why it's so important that they say, use your words, and always be careful about the words that you use, throwing them out there, because the universe is listening, right? So as you bring positive thoughts into your realm, and using the positive thoughts and the positive energy, that just emulates from you and your pores. Same can be said for, when you're feeling down and you're having a bad day, and maybe you're just being, maybe you just feel negative. That is part of being human, but it also can emulate and infect the people around you. So again, bringing in that contemplation, going deep within and asking yourself what it is that you want to have, be, do, and create. And then bringing that into the manifestation piece of that. So play around with that, have fun with it. Bring in that joy, bring in those high vibrations that help you manifest all that stuff that you want to have, create, and be in your life. All right, right now we are going to go to the phone lines. We have Vinny in Devonport, Australia. Good evening, Vinny, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am good,
I'm
thank
good, thank
you. Good. What can we help you with this evening?
Sorry?
What can we do for you this evening?
I would like to know my financial at the moment, because I've been separated with my ex-husband from domestic violence. And then at the moment I'm not working. So yes, I don't know what is my near future financial, especially in this recession, world recession. Yeah.
Okay. Vinny, it's really funny because before I started the show this evening and I sat down, and it was thinking about what I was going to be talking about during the show, and I was getting this overwhelming feeling of like nausea and almost like a headache, and I was getting that that there was some big decisions that are being made right now. I mean, big decisions that almost make you feel sick. They give you a headache, right? Almost to that literal sense. And so it kind of goes with what you are saying and talking about right now, because there's really, there's a lot of big decisions and kind of heaviness around all of this and around all that you are feeling right now. Okay, so I'm going to break this down here for just a minute. So let me tune in here a little bit more and find out what it is they're wanting you to know. So just 1 minute, and there'll be just a little bit of silence, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So we're starting. They're showing me to start with the job portion of this. So what I'm being shown is there's going to be some big opportunities coming your way. It felt like the job that you were at had kind of run its course and was really no longer serving you. It wasn't really in your highest and best. It wasn't fitting who you were. When you started that job, it fit you, right? But as you have grown and changed and your life has changed, it no longer served you, right? So it had to fall away so that something else could come in. And so I'm being shown that there are some bigger opportunities out here for you that are going to be more in alignment of who you are now and where you want to go and take the next, they're showing me like the next 5 years of, in your life. So there's going to be this shift in this paradigm for you. Like there's some really big energy around this whole thing. I'm feeling like you're not going to be going back into the same field, that there's going to be a shift and you're going to be almost changing occupations or what you do.
Yeah.
And so that is bringing a little bit of anxiety to you because there's a possibility that you need to move and grow into this new shift, and it's out of your comfort zone, so to speak. It's like you mastered your last profession and you're starting something new, and so it's giving you a little anxiety. But they want you to know that you've got this handled. You can do this. You have a lot of skill sets. You have a lot. You're showing me very varied. Things that you are doing or that you have done in your life, and so this is just going to add to that mixture, add to that repertoire of your experience, and make you give you that broader sensation.
Okay.
Does that make sense for you?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. At the moment, also struggling to find a job that I can suitable for me with the children, and then with the with the situation as well, because I'm living in a small town. So
right.
I don't know, it could be maybe business or anything. Yeah, still not sure what I'm going to.
Right.
Yeah, but I try in every single way. Yeah.
Right. And they're saying stay very open as you're looking and searching for things. It feels like you're going to get with a company that isn't within your town, right? It might be something that you can do online, that you are doing for a company outside. Oh, I think we might have lost Vinny. Okay, Vinny, I hope that helped you. Hopefully you can find the replay of this and come back and listen, okay? Next, we have Rebecca in Atlanta, Georgia. Good evening, Rebecca, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What can we do for you this evening?
I was hoping for a mediumship reading.
Okay, perfect. You've come to the right person. Do you have something in particular that you are looking to ask?
Nothing specific. I just was kind of curious if anybody would come through.
Okay. All right.
I guess it would depend on who came through.
Okay. All right. Rebecca, let me tune in here and see what they have for you. And so during this time, there's going to be just a few minutes of silence, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, Rebecca. So I was getting two at a time. I was feeling like a grandmother and a grandfather. And so I asked one of them to step back so that I could speak with them. And the grandmother came through. And they were showing me you as a child, like running around in the grass in the field, and they're standing there, watching it all take place. This grandmother they were both very, very fond of you, and there was a really strong connection with you and these two people. They want you to know that you have such a zest for life and such a strong connection to people. You're very intuitive, and they're saying, you a lot of times will just kind of say, oh, well, that was just kind of a weird coincidence. And they want you to know that it's not a coincidence. Those aren't coincidences. That they were put there in place for you to notice, and to be in awareness. And you pick up on those things really, really easily and very quickly, but you often just kind of poo-poo them and say, oh, well, that was really nothing. So they want you to know that they're reaching out to you, and they're there, and they're guiding you and helping you make decisions. They're showing me they're like your decision makers, right? So if you ask the question, they're the ones that are going to come through, especially this grandmother, or she's very grandmotherly. So I don't know if it's a grandmother or someone that you considered a grandmother, but she's that very, very loving, very kind, very reserved, and just sits back and observes a lot.
Yeah, that sounds like my grandmother.
Okay. You have a tendency to sit back and observe things, right? It's like you don't engage right away. You kind of sit and assess the situation before you engage. You're very thoughtful in your processes in that way. And
yeah,
so it makes you a very good strategic thinker, right? You just have a gift of talking to people. Do you do any kind of public speaking or a teacher maybe? Because you just have that sense, that aura around you, right? Of this thoughtful speaking.
I work in healthcare.
Okay. I see this teaching piece of it, or standing before people and talking to people, and you have that loving and caring piece that your grandmother had. There's like a real direct connection between you and her. and it's that loving and that caring piece about you that make you good at what you do.
Mhm.
So I have to ask, have you been seeing or experiencing very odd, maybe not even odd, but just synchronicities lately happening in your life?
I have, but I wasn't sure who they were coming from because I lost somebody else close to me more recently. It wasn't my grandmother though. But it's funny you say that because I was just kept thinking like, oh, it's a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
So when you said that, that really hit.
Yeah. So those aren't coincidences. They're divinely orchestrated and put in place for you to recognize either who is coming through or what the message is that you're supposed to be receiving at that time. So don't diminish what you're getting, the synchronicities, because they're put there so that you basically so that your prayers get answered, your questions get answered, right? Often when I do this, when I do readings for people, I ask for the highest vibrating spirit to come through. And so sometimes I can't always guarantee who's going to come through. Like I said, I had your grandmother and your grandfather coming in at the same time. Actually, your grandfather stepped forward first, and then grandma came in and she's like, nope, I have something to say, step aside. So, you know, they will usually have almost the same messages, right? Because they're all connected on the other side. And so what is coming through is what you are needing to know at this moment in time. So anyway, I hope that helps.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
So did you do a lot of baking with your grandmother?
When I was younger.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm seeing cookies. I'm smelling cookies. I'm like, oh, somebody's in the kitchen cooking. But she's showing me that you guys, that you used to spend time together in the kitchen and baking and doing things, and her guiding you and advising you and letting you really take the reins, right, and going for it. And the reason she's bringing this through now is because it's the same thing. She's guiding you and she's helping you, but she's letting you take the reins. Okay, if that makes sense. That's what she's showing me.
Yes. Okay.
So are you thinking about changing jobs or leaving the field that you're in?
I'm actually in the process of it right now. Yeah.
So are you leaving the field or are you just changing jobs?
I am leaving the field.
Okay. I was kind of feeling like you were leaving the field to do something else. Sorry, I'm just seeing what she's having to say about this. Hang on. Okay, she's saying that this is going to be a really good move for you. It's going to give you a little different perspective on things, and she says that you're kind of burnt out. You're looking for something new and kind of refreshing, to restart, to re-kick. That's not the right word. Restart something new in your life.
Yeah.
And this is going to be one way to do that, to give you a fresh perspective and to give you something different to to look at, right? Are you interviewing for 2 different jobs? Are there 2 different jobs in here that you're contemplating?
There were. I actually just accepted one though.
Okay, so you've already selected a job.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because she's showing me that either way you would have gone would have been fine. So to let that ease your mind, because she's showing me that you were having a little bit of angst on like, oh, gee, I don't know which one to go with. So just know that whatever decision you made is going to be the right one for you. Okay.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome. She says, don't worry about it. You've got this. You've got this. And take a deep breath and go with the ride. Go with the flow and let it happen, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Well, Rebecca, we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So I want to say thank you so much for letting me give you this reading, and I hope it's been helpful for you.
It has. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
That does it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You can reach me over on my website if you would like to do a one-on-one personal reading or even a group reading at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com, or you can reach me on my Facebook pages at Julie YeagerWalker Medium and Your Time to Shine. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. We'll see you next week.